compared before.
Good job. Galing relaxing. Very good luck. That's one way to do it. Very good. Thank you so much,
Okay,
Doc.
so let's start this day with a prayer. In the Father, Son,
Okay,
and
so you
Holy
can
Spirit.
relax now,
Amen.
Nancy.
Lord
Let's
Jesus
start and
Christ, thank you for giving us another day. This is our 10th week for our CC101 for the school year
no problem, Carl.
2020 first semester. Please help my students to keep up with this new normal, flexible learning, that they can finish their studies and remain motivated. Please rest we pray. Amen. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Good morning. So I have Billy, Jasper.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I wouldn't use them. First of all, I wouldn't use the term demand. When you request something, it's lesser than a demand. Maybe ask. When you request, you can ask. Kasi yung demand, mas aggressive siya. And then,
okay,
there's
so
no apology
this is
here.
now the first lesson after the 3 weeks. So we already finished the first part of the CC101. So halfway na tayo. So as of now, we haven't conducted the midterm examinations because I am still verifying the permits. So remember that the permits must be posted or uploaded in your Google Drive. So take a picture and then put it in your Google Drive folder for CC101. Now, the type of examination is not actually multiple choice. It's an objective type of exam covering Unit 1, 2, and 3. 50% of the examination will come from the objective type of the exam for Unit 1, 2, and 3. And then the 50% of the score will come from the evidence that you will upload. Remember that the Huawei training, you have at least the step 1 and 2 evidence. So I'm not asking yet the certificate, but I'm just asking for the evidence that you already joined and started step 1 and 2 for the Huawei training. So I've already posted that few months ago. So I think it was in week number 3 or 4, or week number 2 or 3. So you are already informed about that. In fact, the Huawei training is actually a clearance requirement, but since I don't want you to cram during the clearance time that's the only time that you will work on your your Huawei training. So it might as well do it before the clearance because we're almost done with the semester. Okay, so this day I will be discussing about SDG or the Sustainable Development Goal. Now, if some of you already encountered SDG way back in your senior high school, this one is very important because this can be tackled on all subjects depending on the objective. Now, in our field, in the IT field, since you already know that we are solution providers, we look for first we look for problems and then we provide solutions. We don't actually solve the problem. It's different from giving solutions, providing solutions. Because when we provide solutions, it needs to be implemented and somebody needs to work on it. So the solution can be, the success of a solution depends on how it is implemented or used. So we're giving more options to the people using modern tools or IT tools. So that's the role. So on other subjects, they're actually using Sustainable Development Goal as a venue for
Okay, Chris, is it clear, Chris?
expounding their curriculum or their subject matter. Example for education.
So,
Um, one
elaborate,
of the goal there or the issue is poverty.
evaluate are
So,
already in
how do we
CNE. It's
address or
already
how
open for
educators
you to
address
answer,
poverty
okay? So
in
please make
relation
sure you
to
answer
education?
webinar,
So, if ever that a
games,
child cannot
smiles,
actually
and
go to
create
school because
are
of
made.
poverty,
That's
if there are any other
sa
alternatives
SDG.
to
Next week,
be
if you have any
provided by
questions,
the
just
government or
drop
by the
it
teachers
in
or the
our
school
chat.
for them um, to go on
Bye-bye,
with their
everyone.
studies. So in IT, it's different. So since we are
See you.
IT, we're
Take care.
providing technology in in
Bye-bye.
in solving the issue. Okay. So before anything else, since tatlo lang tayo, I would like to know if how do you define or what's your understanding on the term sustainable? Jasper, and you can turn on your mic, Jasper and Jefferson. So, when you say sustainable,
Sir,
what comes to your mind?
sustainable. Pwede, ay, ako una, sir.
O sige, go, go, go.
Sige, sir. Um, para sa ako, sir, ang sustainable is, example, kanang, isa ka problem or issue din na, and come up with idea sa nimo pag, solve sa problem niya nagahimo ka og kanang example mobile app or kanang isa ka tool para kato nga problem is masolusyonan nimo. So kato nga problem kinahanglan nga sustainable siya para sa imong issue para kato nga issue is katong solution nimo is mag-work jud sa
Mm.
imong problem nga imong gina-solve.
So, how do we know if a solution is sustainable? Because, diba, daghan mag-classic solution. Let's say, for example, okay, mobile application. Can you give me one mobile application na imong ginagamit? Kanang permanente.
To answer, um, Google Chrome.
Si Google Chrome. Si Google Chrome ba, unsa ba ayahang na solve na problem when it comes to sa imuha, personally? Na ba siya problem na na-solve?
Kuan sir kanang um unlike man gud sa Facebook Lite sir kanang ang Google Chrome kay mas dali siya or kanang mas dali siya mag-browse din na kaysa sa FB Lite niya ang mga features niya is kanang mas mas maklaro nimo ang kanang mas mo to sir mas maklaro nimo ang mga features niya kaysa sa Facebook.
So instead
Ug
of
mas dali siya.
browsing or using Facebook Lite, you log in to your Facebook account using the Chrome. Tama? So ang
Oh,
problem,
sir.
you go
Example
ahead.
sir kanang sa FB unit sir.
Uh-uh.
Kanang sa ano man gud sa Facebook Lite kay pag magtan-aw ko sa mga post sa mga unit kay dili siya organized or kanang untay walay mga kanang units nga makabutang para sa FB Lite niya kung sa Google Chrome ko sir kay naay makabutang dito nga mga units niya dito na lang ka mo tan-aw.
Ah. So, ang problema, ato sa ikwanhan, ang problema nimo is accessing features sa Facebook. Mo mong problema. So, ang
Yes sir.
solution is either you use Facebook Lite, which is the direct application for Facebook, or kung agi kag third party na application, which is the Chrome. Tama.
Po sir.
Tama. So, na-solve imong problem. Now, how are you going to define now sustainability that example. Example, diba ingon ka nga, sa Facebook Live, imo gyapon ma-access ang unit. Kaso lang, nay pero. But you actually saw that observe that in using Google Chrome na web browser, mas dali mas dali siya makita or ma-access ang Facebook units. So with that example, how are you going to identify or define sustainability or sustainable?
Sustainable siya sir kay kanang na ano man ang akong needs or kanang murag
Until
ang akong gusto nga
July.
ang akong gusto nga makit-an sir sa mga units or sa mga gi-post sa mga teachers sir kanang mas dali lang nako nga makita unya di na ako maglisod sir so para sa ako sir sustainable ang paggamit sa Google Chrome.
Sustainable. Okay. Very good. Now, isa man gud sa ato ang kuan. Good morning, Bern. One of the um, parameters na makaingon tag sustainable ang isa ka butang is that dugay nimo siya nagamit. Kumbaga, daghang options. Nasa to ano, just like in my phone, muna lang example akong phone, asang pangita sa akong phone, kay gamay siya memory, iyang internal memory is 8 gig, di na siya expandable. So, I don't have any other choice but to kuan kanang to uninstall application, installed application. So technically, I don't have Messenger in my phone. So what are my solution? Wala man jud ko. So moagi ko sa My Day. Abot sa My Day dito na ako naman siya option na chat. So na siya. Sustainable siya in a way dili dito sa ako sa Messenger. Basta akong phone mismo magigamit because I could actually change the phone but I could still see other solutions to that. So the phone, I could still say that my phone is okay. So sustainable pa siya sa ko in my needs. In your case, uh, it's between the it's between the Facebook Lite and the browser na Chrome in accessing Facebook. And you've been using the Facebook on Chrome for the longest time because you preferred using that because you find it efficient and effective in your activity. So, in other words, kitang IT, when we actually think of solutions, we should always look at kanang long-term solution. So, dili siya short-term. That's what happened to other applications that were released before. Not only that, previously I've actually already told you about that, the sustainability regarding Friendster versus Facebook. We have the Yahoo Messenger versus the Messenger now. For this video application, okay, we already experienced that when we use the big blue button versus the Google, you cannot hear me on clearly on using the big blue button. Some of your devices cannot actually work um, fully on big blue button. So kanya. So as IT, we have to look for sustainable solutions because later on you will discover that the sustainable development goals, the issues there are not actually new. They are common. Kumbaga, everyone can relate. Good morning, everyone. Everyone can relate. So Jefferson, I will tackle one issue na I think everyone knows that diversity is experiencing. Kinsa ba sa inyo dali or Jefferson? Do you have your QR code already? The DR QR code? The DQR code? The DQR code? Nana ba ka? Wala. Wala kayong mic. Wala yung mic si Jefferson. Sige, wala pa. So, nganong wala pa man kay DQR code? What happened? Ako wala pa pud ko. Error man ilang site, sir. Okay. Now, Bern, how about you? Nana kay QR code? Bern? Ah, very good. Very good point, Bern. Wala kayong mic, Bern. Naka-on good yung mic. Okay. Now, this is my question now. I see that yung headset. Okay. This is how my question. Anyone can answer na kung pwede mag-mic ka. Now, why is it that other municipalities such as Tago, Jensen, and Digos na wala sila issue with regards to the QR code? That's what I've read. Paspas, systematize, and what happened with Davao City. Sige daw. Can anyone give me an answer? Again ha, the QR code actually nani na una sa Davao City. I don't know if Samal is the first. So naisamal, naitago, naijensan, then naapoy Digos. I've never heard that these municipalities or cities have issues with the QR code. Now, Davao City, a few weeks ago, released a memorandum that all Davaoenos and outside of people who want to enter Davao must have the DQR code. And what happened is not everyone can actually access, and as of yesterday, the site is not yet functional. So it's still under construction, if I may say. So ganon. Then they have the first deadline was November 3. So they extended it because of the existing issue. Now, the DQR code, the purpose of that is to, number one, generate or to create an efficient monitoring of people entering Davao City. So it's the easiest way to do contact tracing because of the QR code. Wapo siya. It's actually a very visible and visible siya na problem. Pwede. Kaso, nagka-problema when it comes to the implementation. If you have read already yung share na po from a programmer, i-pinpoint nito ang mga programming mishaps, kumbaga mga kakulangan sa programming,
you can
sa
use it
coding. Dito na sa implementation mismo sa and I can't actually blame the programmer because ang theory is that pwede siya na pila lang commands before gihatag sa iyaha, wala siya na testing, so on and so forth. But I really do appreciate the effort of um, the move. Okay, because they figured out, I think nag-benchmark sila with other cities, that it's actually sustainable to them. It works. I don't know lang what came along the programmers or the developers of the DQR code here in Davao City. So that's actually how we think as IT. Now, before now going to our topic, I just like to tell you that this is going to be our last two units. So unit 4 and 5, we'll be talking about the SDG because there are 17 SDGs. So for this session, we'll just be tackling three. We have no poverty, zero hunger, good health, and well-being. So patulan sa tulo. Now the purpose of this introduction to SDG is that your capstone project will be evolving, or you'll get the idea or the motivation of your own capstone project from the SDG. So you have to choose um, from the 17 which particular issue you want to address or provide solution. So muna siya for lesson number 9, you know already what are the tools to to, to be used in creating IT research. You have your Grammarly, your Mendeley, so on and so forth. That's part of it. And you could also read, as you can observe, I did not include the summative na task for lesson number 9 because that's already the last part of the midterm. So your major or summative will be your examination. So let's move on. Ganito ba si Kuan? Okay, I'll present na lang the okay. Okay, so this is now the Sustainable Development Goal. So as you can see, as I mentioned earlier, there are 17 issues. Now, this is developed 15 September. So there was a different kumbaga, model that's called Millennial Development Goal. The Millennial Development Goal focuses on the development developing countries, where in fact this Sustainable Development Goal is universal. So if you will browse on the internet, there are SDGs per country using the same model. So we have SDG for the Philippines. It's because they found out that the SDG is applicable or existing to every countries in the world. Depende na lang siya no, sa degree sa problem. Tapos kung developing country ka o naka sa first world country, mag-change ang priority sa SDG. So, for third world country, of course, this 1, 2, and 3, 4, kanina sa taas, especially 1, 2, 3, 4, muna sila ang mga common or mga priority na issues. No poverty, zero hunger, quality education, gender equality, we have clean water and sanitation connection. Now, all of these problems are interrelated. So, pwede, when you come up with a capstone project, you can actually choose one main issue, and it will be supported by other issues. Say, for example, no poverty, ang dami niya factors. Pwede siya combine nyo sa no poverty and then with zero hunger or no poverty and quality education. But your main target is to hit or to resolve no poverty. So, ayan. So let's not talk about no poverty. Ano siya is, for me, hindi siya kailangan o kumbaga mag-research because all of us experience this. But according to the UN, poverty is not just measured kung wala kayong makaon, di na siya anak, wala kay masuot. Aside sa kana siya nga definition is pwede po na ma-define ang no poverty sa wala kay trabaho. Because one of the main na walang determinant kung anong pobre ang isa ka tao is that dili niya ma-provide iyang basic needs. So, food, water, shelter. Ano? So, kailangan ta mukaon, kailangan ta mainom, kailangan ta og natay balay. Kana siya. Regardless pa na siya ha, muna kay education. So, higher na po na siya muna i-separate ang quality education sa no poverty. Because sa no poverty, focus na siya sa basic needs sa tao. So, ang question mo karon, Sir, kung saan man pagsulod sa IT, dira sa no poverty. Nga, in the first place, ang mga pobre nga tao, wala sila cellphone, wala sila internet connectivity, diba? Wala sila access sa technology. Okay. Now, kana siya is case-to-case basis. Siguro, kung dito ta sa Africa, katong pinaka-pobre nga lugar dito, kana siya is obviously kuan yun na siya jud, tinuod yun na siya, exist na siya, walang-wala, as in zero jud. But in the Philippines, ang pobre diri is lahi ang iyahang walang definition. Kay even pobre ka, naamang gyapon kay gadget. Sometimes gani, if you're going to observe, ato mo sa palibot ha, tanawan ng balay dila na pinaka kanang kuay kanang luoy kay nga balay. But naadyo day isa sa pamilya nga naa siya cellphone. Mas dako pa di chances ang cellphone anak ng buha is touchscreen. When I was in elementary, kapag siguro bagdoy sa Dalia, there's sa may Lizada, I actually saw one house na halos matumba na siya. Naghirig. Pero, kompleto sila o kanang karaoke set. Karaoke pa to sa una, pati video okay. Kanaas like speaker with microphone and then sige sila o sisag kanta-kanta. Naa sila appliance. So, ang katong siyang balay di ay is tag-iya ato is mananagat. And before manggod, ang mga tao kanang katong mga mananagat, mas gina-prioritize nila according sa kuan na katong classmate nga mananagat ko yung parents. Mas priority nila na ma-provide ang entertainment sa sulod sa ilang balay kaysa sa ipamodify nila ilang balay. Kaya tinuod man, mas mahal man mapabuhat o balay kaysa sa palit o karaoke. Because pwede sa inapi lang balay, pero they can actually have inuman sessions, kay tungod kay ang mananagat sa una, kumbaga one time millionaire. So pag naay kita, daghan jud kay kita, pero pag wala po, wala. So that's the definition of poverty. So different siya, no? So unsaon na karon sa IT? Now, you have to look for issues that are relatable to the poverty situation sa Philippines. So, tanaon nyo dira is mag-research mo. So, you have to always remember that di ka pwede mag-focus na sa Philippines. You have also to look at sa outside the Philippines scenario. We have the continental, we have the ASEAN, and you have the Philippines setting. So, wala na siya kung saan na pa global, national, local. So, 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 kung mayroong tao Philippines na ito na belong, no? Tanaw na today, unsa ba ang nangitabo sa Pilipinas? Unsa ba ang situation sa pobre diri? I-compare na to karon sa atong ASEAN neighbor countries. Unsa ba ilahang definition sa pobre dito? Tapos, dito po sa continental area or sa continental regions, katong dili siya ASEAN, part dito Asia and other continents or 7 continents. Unsa po definition sa ilahang pobre? So, dapat makita na to na tanan. So, para maging sustainable ang ato ang application, is dapat makater na to ang universal na audience or user. Technically, sa business aspect, nakakuan ko no, nakakita ko ka ng advertisement sa YouTube. Taga Singapore to siya. Kung saan na to daw pag-profit as Asian. Ang isulti yun niya dyan, never ever sell product to Asians. Kaya Asian market, para, kumbaga, kita man good, we are looking for sale, discounts. Dila ka nabuhi. Pag dili siya naka-discount, wala siya sale, dili siya ukay-ukay, dili na halos di na mo palit. Pero ganit pagkaroon sa Lazada, 11-11, di ba? Tanan, Lazada, Zalora, Shopee, tanan mga pwede nila makuha ng online shopping. Nasa promo 11-11. Buang ang mga tao. So, later on, ang starting today, kay 11-11 magiging karon, mauhinay jud na ang Lazada nga site o kanang uban pa nga online shopping website. So, mahinay na siya because nag-apas ang Asians sa sale. Pero, yun siya, you have to sell products to the Americans. Okay, ang America man good, pag imo na siyang baligyan, hindi na siya mangita og sale, that he is actually after the quality or magamit nila niya. And the good thing about Americans is that when they do love your product, they can actually promote your product. Kumbaga, word of mouth. Pero kung di po sa ganahan po, good luck sa inyo ha. So, the standard now of creating solution na elevate na siya. Because, kumbaga ba, anila na siya ang iyahang logic. Na maligya ka, na kay baligya na kwek-kwek. Na maligya ka kwek-kwek, ibaligya lang mo sa imong pamilya. Imong papa, mama, ate, kuya, lolo, lola, ate, angkol. Dila lang, compound. Tendency ana is that instead na mahalinan ka, mabaligyan na kag pila ka pieces, to the rest ay pangayuon na siya. And then, you cannot actually decline. Pwede pa niyo mabaligyan imong ate o kuya. What if imong lolo o lola, papa o mama? Minsan, paliton ay nag-aay ko na bili ko palit. Nakadili, baligyan man ako ni inon kasi mama papa nga. Asa mo ka nagluto ana? Dili gihapon sa kanang kuan sa balay. Kasi nagbalik kasi nagpalit sa gas, kasi nagbayad sa kuryente and so on and so forth. Ana ang wala siya o kanang kita-kita lang niya kabalot na at kumbaga imong market is very familiar, common, mas ikaw makarelate ka nga gusto po nimo og kanang sale, gusto makalibre. So as much as possible, you're looking for ways para at least mabawasan or malibre ka. But you have to look beyond that kind of perspective. Look for another market. Okay. Hala, ano sutunog market si sir? As developer, as IT, it's not enough just to create application. Because you have to sell. You have to make profit out of your the developed na application. Because if that's going to be just a project and you're not going to sell it, it's just going to be one of those projects na wala na launch. Nabutang lang siya sa cabinet na abugan. And what if somebody else can get that idea, iyahan na ipapatent, mawala na sing muha ang credit. So, you have to be assertive in pushing yourself to the limit. You just not need to think that you're going to just be a developer, but you also have to be entrepreneurs. Entrepreneur. Ang ba entrepreneurial mind? So later on, we'll have this business startup. So third year summer or second year summer, you'll have this business startup as a institutional requirement and subject. So you'll be exposed with technopreneurship. So you are selling technology out of your project. So that's why we have to start discussing what areas needed these solutions. So that's one. This is one way. So no poverty. Next is zero hunger. Okay. So zero hunger, simple. Walay magutom. Pero ang question, saan mo sir, saan sa katao pag once sa zero hunger kung wala siya trabaho. So muna to siya, interrelated na siya sa organo. But this one sa zero hunger, dili lang siya dili lang siya mo target sa pagpakaon sa tao, but looking for means of providing food to the table. Kung saan ba karon pagkaroon access sa mga pobre o sa mga tao sa isa ka pagkaon. Okay, this is not just talking about katong mga pobre na universal man no. We have to accept that there are different kind of financial status or kumbaga uh, level sa tao sa kalibutan. May poorest of the poor na ako'y rich, kana elite, or na in between. So kana-tanan ha, dili na siya kung tanan na siya dapat makater na to. So kung dito sa poorest of the poor, nila nga sa 4 Ps, pantawid program na, 4 Ps, pantawid program basta 4 Ps. Ikalimot ako sa duha ka P. Ang poorest of the poor dira is, kung problema nila, wala sila makaon. Okay, wala sila makaon tungod kay naman yung mga factors. Layo sila sa pagkaon or pwede po nga wala sila source. Oh. Dito ta sa layo siya sa pagkaon. May bukid kayo ka and then wala. Ang ihala nito is kamote, that's not enough to provide nutrition sa tao. So we have, di ba naman tayo go, grow, and glow. So saan ito karon nga para mas ma-provide sa to ay makuha ito itong desired nutrients. So dapat makita ang mga tao o sources sa pagkaon. Now, kung wala sila access to that because wala sila gadget or access sa technology, dito tayo mag-trigger, dito tayo mag-tap sa mga agencies or sa mga tao na pwede mag-provide sa ila. So, baliktaran, no? Either kung ako ang pobre, ako ang mangita, or ako ang mag-search, asa pwede ko, asa pinakaduol na makaunan o makuha source sa pagkaon. Kana, given na naan siya gadget o na siya access sa technology. But if in case wala, dito ta sa other side, sa implementers. Kung ako, negosyante, I can identify asa banda ang mga tao na kailangan nila og pagkaon because of that application. Or, kung na ako sa government, I can now actually see what are the ano, the existing na mga food resources within that area that can be provided dito sa mga tao. Na dili lang puro kamote ilang kaulo. Kaya naa pa di other source have na yung mango tree, na dito yung bakahan, ana. So, nan ang zero hunger. Dili tudluan ang tao nga magkuha nila maghulat o tagaan pagkaon. But because of that technology, they were actually going to look for opportunities, to receive opportunities in where they can find their solution, which is food. Last topic na to is good health and well-being. Kani, ginoo ko, no need to explain because we are now under COVID pandemic. So, a lot of issues for daghan na kaayo of application na i-develop for good health and well-being. Pero try to think of it. Wala jud tay ma-mention na isa ka application nga mooy maggamit yung ma-recommend nato. It's just like this. Facebook. Si Facebook, mo yung kag mas kinsa yung pangutan-on, they can actually relate to Facebook. Ma-recognize sila. Si Facebook yung ani. Naba kay Facebook at naa. But, kung hana ka din sa inyong palibot, unsa ba jud ang application, mobile application nga permanente ginagamit para ma-provide ang solution about good health and well-being. Mga issues na nakapalao sa good health and well-being. Daghan na klase, no? You have your blood pressure na application, blood pressure monitor application. You have the iridology application. Pero, kung tanawin mo siguro mga mobile applications sa mga or installed applications sa mga friends, mga families, relatives, wala kayo na puro games. So the question there is why? Ano wala nga need mo kayo na to, especially now sa COVID. Wala ki-endorse ang government na kanang application to detect or kumbaga ikaw mag-self-diagnose ka sa imo nga ba kay COVID or possible ka pa nga PUI. Wala. So, in that means na pwede pa niyo mahatagan na siya ang solution as students. Malay na to, kamo ang makahatag ng solution. So, going back to you guys. Sige. So, unsa man ang buhaton ani karon? I've already introduced to you the Sustainable Development Goal. And before this one, firstly pa lang, na-introduce ko na ko sa inyo value proposition canvas. So, ang inyong pagkaroon, inyong aim is to create a value proposition canvas for a specific na issue. So, hindi lang mo either zero poverty, no poverty, zero hunger, or good health and wellness. So, hindi ang isa ito nga. So, what are going to be the steps? Okay, step number 1. Una, percent. Okay, una, muadto mo sa DCC-BLE. And then you have to log in to your DCC virtual environment. Log in ka din. Log in sa kuha as teacher.
Try na mag-train. Nakita na lang po. Yay! Oo. Thank you, ma'am.
Mali. Hindi sa ma-enter. Okay. So, pag-enter ninyo sa inyong kanang kuan, inyong VLE, I'm actually addressing this for both fun home study and for modified healthy, because all of you must go to this process. So you go to site home after logging in, and then click on library online resources. Then click Gale reference. Tapos, before this, na-enroll naman ko no, na ano siya option din na enroll me. So, pag na-enroll na mo, makita na ninyo siya na logo. Then, click transfer code. Share this studies. And then, i-log in to sign in the sa Gale databases. So, the password is empower. All small letters are empower. EMPOWER. Okay. Then, add to mo sa periodicals because ang inyong buhaton is you'll be looking for news articles that's related to either no poverty, zero hunger, or good health and wellness. So, dili ta mangita og news article sa periodicals. So, pwede ta mo kuhaan sa news. Share this tab instead. Okay. Now, kung gusto na po ang zero hunger, i-search na po dahil zero hunger. Example lang din siya ha. Zero hunger. Okay, example naman ako, hindi naman siya pwede. Hindi siya pwede gamitin. So, kanya kung gamitan na zero hunger. So, you open this. and then read the article. So, yun na. So, kani diri is isa ni siya sa kumbasihan for the grading. You have to select the APA 7th edition, then copy this, and then dito sa yung worksheet, which is I'll be posting it later. Sa worksheet ninyo is inyo na siyang i-copy and paste. So, select na siya. Select, and then copy paste. Copy na siya, and then i-paste na siya dito. So, unsa man kung unsa yung boundary sa dapat boundary sa article. Remember that sa value proposition canvas, you have there the customer profile. So, kanin siya, inyong article dali is going to be your basis on how to create the customer profile. You have to know the customer role or customer jobs, and then you have to know the gains, I don't know, like pains, and to pains and ano ko sa isa gains, pains and gains. So out from this article, now if in case na wala ganyan makitaan diri, mangita na po mag-like article nga na siya pains, gains, o customer jobs. So sa customer job, magdepende siya sa nakasulat sa article. Okay? Dili ko mag-limit o dili ko mag-max o tulo or what if isa lang di ay ang focus sa article, isa lang. But you have to define kung saan na iyang job. After that, then you can now create your value proposition. So what will happen? So let's go back. So what will happen now? So di ba we have six weeks or 2 units na lang to go. So kung ano na to itong 17. Sa ika-18 na to na kuan, ika-6 na to na unit which is composed of 16, 17, 18 weeks or lessons. That's the time you're going to choose 3 value proposition canvas out from the 7, not 17, okay, 1 for each naman. So out from 6 na inyong mabuhat. So meaning mo ito og tulo. So for every lesson, you need to make one value proposition canvas. Even though tagdulo or more than 3 ang iyang mga issues. So you have to make at least 1. Then sa atuang finals, you have to come up with 3 value propositions. That is your proposal for the project proposal for the capstone project. So na may idea sa how are you going to present that? So you have to shoot, maghimo mo ka ng video presentation explaining your value proposition. So you have 2 ways on sending or submitting your final output. First, kung kaya gani siya i-upload sa Google Drive, then upload it sa Google Drive. Okay, it's going to be just 1 video, but tulo na kabuok value propositions inyong i-present. For each value proposition, you're only given maximum of 10 minutes per value proposition. 10 minutes lang. Actually, 10 minutes, lagi kayo na. Kaya na siya 5 minutes. So, sige lang. Pabuhan pa man mo. So, naman tayo na elevator pitch. So, Later on, ninenta mo ka ng train on how to do elevator pitch. That's just 7 minutes. So, kana. So, total, maximum of 30 minutes inyong video. So that, so what ang first time, if it can be uploaded in the Google Drive, then better. If not, pwede mo ato sa school. I will, during the distribution sa module or mag-schedule ka, you, you save your video sa flash drive, then I will set up a laptop dila sa my bleacher. Then you save your file dito sa computer na akong isa. Kanya lang. But again, the final presentation is through a video na pitching. So, video pitch ang tawag niya. Sometime. So, any question, guys, regarding the project? Jasper, do you have any questions? Since ikaw naman na ikuan.
Unsa gyud deadline atong week 8 and 9, sir?
Week 8 and 9. Supposed to be week 8 and 9 karong Friday. Friday siya.
Okay, sir.
So, how about the process ato ang final project? Medyo klaro ba or na ako may questions? Or medyo nalibog na? You can chat. Pwede mag-chat. Sige. Sino yung mga questions ito ang yes, individual. Individual ni siya ha. So, for every person, you have, sa finals, you have to come up with 3 value propositions. Pero katong tulo ka value propositions ninyo, ikuha to ninyo siya sa 6 value propositions ninyo na produce for unit 4 and 5. Because there are still 6 lessons pa na nabili. Ay, sample output, sir, para kung makabili sa inyo. Okay. Sample output is na-added katong for, are you talking about the value proposition? Value proposition ng sample output? Sige, sa video presentation. Sige. Mangita ko kanyang sample sa video presentation. Pero actually, the video presentation lang yun, Jeff, yung mo lang siya, i-explain lang yun siya. Explain lang mo siya kung sa itong kuhan. Pero sige, mangita ko ka ng kuhan. Mangita ko ka example sa kung saan siya pag-present na pina-addict. Sige. So this is going to be a very exciting exciting na siya na project because kung value proposition, kaka-example na ko sa Toyota na dito, but of course, I will also give you the example katong value proposition sa last year. Kaya para makarelate mo, katong mga graduate, they have also their value proposition. Since they have already their video katong sa last katong mga graduate, you can relate that to their value proposition. Wala sila nag-explain dyan sa ilang actual value proposition. Sige, I'll provide that. Hatagog pa na. Tawin. Sige, so mamaya. Regarding the value proposition canvas, asa man mo nalisdan pagbuhat, asa nga part, asa mo naglibog ang soon. With that, test natin din eh. Unsay ka na confusing sa inyo how for the value proposition. Sa game creator. Si game creator, ang iyahang kwan dito is very simple. For as long as na namoy games, ang iyo lang buhaton sa game creator is kung saan to siya pag pag-achieve sa iyang game. Si tagay daw isa daw ka game daw mo Jasper. Example sa game ni mo. Okay, you cannot, unahon din ang customer profile before you can actually go to the value proposition na side. See. Finish studies. Muna siya mong kuan, muna siya mong hangin. Ang game creator nimo is that pwede ka makuan o looking for part-time jobs. Kana or applying for scholarship. So that's what look for scholarship or apply for scholarship. So muna na siya karon ang mutubag kung saan pag-achieve sa imong goal. Pwede po ang game creator nimo for finished studies kay kanang kuan change the study habit. Kaya pwede man po na wala kay problema sa kwarta, pero na kay problema sa kanang attitude sa pag-study. So, dili lang siya kwarta, no? So, or pwede po nito hire tutor para maka-finish yung studies. So, ingana ang game creator. Pag misfit siya, pag dili gani siya matubag ang iyahang katong gains and pains sa iyahang value proposition na part katong tulo ka buok misfit siya o aside ana is dili siya sustainable, kumbaga lisod siya kabutol. Example, may nakakaroon na gusto na ko madato, mo akong kanang kuan, mo akong kanang kana, kung dili silang tanan ang mga gains, misfit na siya. Okay, you are actually looking for value proposition. Okay, before you can create a solution, you have to look at some, kaya ba na to ni? Isa po sa kuan, isa po sa wala technique para di siya misfit. I-solve lang sa or i-present lang sa mga simple na pains o gains. Okay, sometimes no good, and most of the time, no, even sa kanang research, mag-matter dyan ang scope sa imong study. Kung dako kay kag scope, isod na siya i-solve. So better dito sa imong gamay lang sa pareho aning objective or idea for the model sa SDG or Sustainable Development Goal. Kung actually pwede mo yun siya isahon lang tanan ng 17. Pero kung isahon ang 17, dakong possibility nga dugay siya ma-solve. So gibungkag nila into 17. Since interrelated man siya, no? Pagbungkag nito 17 goal, 17 na SDGs, dali na siya kanang solbaro per portion man siya. Yeah, ang game creator is lifetime solution. So muna na, actually let us not use lifetime solution, okay? There's no such thing as lifetime solution. I don't believe in that. Let's use sustainable. Anong sustainable man siya? Because may sustainable, longer iyahang iyang kanang coverage or usage. Pero time will come that naatay bag-ohon dito. Kay maybe because nanay bag-o nga kanang sistema, just like sa tuang education system karon. Dati, for the longest time, naging kampante ta, we used to the having face-to-face na classes. So, during those periods, sustainable siya face-to-face. Iniabot ang panahon ng pandemic. So, nawala ang face-to-face. So, nag-change siya buta karon. Now, this time for the flexible learning, we are now looking for sustainable solutions para na madugay or ma-extend pa jud ang ato ang service and atong attendance sa school na maging adaptable, ma-adapt na to ang flexible learning sa new normal. Ingana siya. So, let's try to avoid using the terms lifetime solution. Sustainable lang siguro, pwede na siya. So, yung anak na permanente maguna-una IT students, pag naagay itay ka ng problema, even personal problems, as much as possible, take time to think. Do not do rush judgments. Okay, kung rush judgments will absolutely dako siya probability nga failure ang iyahang
Okay, very good.
failure iyahang kanang pagpadala sa emotion tama. Failure iyahang kanang kuan output. Pero kanang ganing ano nga wala ko submit sa kanya lang. Wala ko ka-submit og mga learning activity sheets. Na kay reason, regardless of your reason. Tagaan ko nimo na lang og kanang kuan. Mupasa na lang ka og kanang learning activity sheets na walay quality. Ang imong ginahuna dito is just to submit. But you forgot that ako apa to siyang graduhan. So, bagsak yapon ka. Okay, nag-submit lamang ka. Pero ang pag-submit is parte siya sa steps or process para ma-check ang imuhang nasabtan. So, mas maayo pa na na-late ka, quality mo i-submit, but mas maayo jud nga dili jud magpa-late. Ingana. So, ingana ha? Kaya napansin ako, okay, I have to tell you this, pagtanaw na ako sa week number 4 for kapag nag-submit sa home study, na ay nalimtan, or I don't know nalimtan ba o wala di seryoso. Diba sa week number 4, nakabutang dito 50% of your grade sa inyuhang summative magikan sa inyuhang own assessment. 50% magikan sa akuha. Kasagaran, wala nag-answer dito sa self-assessment. Blanco. Na ay nag-answer pero wala gi-justify og taron. Remember, part dito sa instruction, justify your rating. So, muna siyang problema karon. Tungod kay wala di seryoso ang roadshow. Para mag-depansin mo. Diba ka, asa makita na sige daw itong face-to-face, naabay, nahitabo ba na siya nga naging parte mo sa grado sa inyong sarili? O wala nag 50% ang teacher, 50% sa inyo wala. But this time, something must change. So muna siya nga, we cannot do lifetime solution, but sustainable solution will give us more opportunity to improve ourselves. So later on, so karon magbasa mo og kanang sustainable development and then adto mo sa GIL, pangitan mo daan og news article, then magbuhat na mo daan og kanang inyuhang value proposition canvas. Okay? So I think it's almost time. Thank you for coming, and then please stay safe, stay at home. Okay. Bye, guys.
What about Mary Grace?